Okay, and then you have here your modules in theory, if it comes. Ah, okay, you have a little bit different ones, but it should be rough. Oh, okay, that didn't work. I should be careful there. So this is one, yeah. So you basically pick construction project organization, and then in this you can find the upload under module assessment, yeah. And this is actually how you see it. So this is the assessment brief, and with this you have certain other features that we are coming to in a second, but worthwhile are to be discussed. Okay, so first of all, you see you are in for 20 credits. How many do you do in total for the MSc? 80? 180. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, three times 60. A semester in the UK as well never mind. But in the UK is 60 credits per semester, full-time study. Yeah. So 20 credits is quite a chunk. It's a third, yeah, from one semester. How many modules do you actually have? This is always slightly confusing. 4, yeah? Okay, so you have 10 credit ones and you have 20 credit ones. Yeah? So this is like a huge chunk actually. Yeah? So the mark that you're getting against it goes in with 1/3 for this semester. In total, how much is it from? No, okay, let's not go too much into mathematics. Yeah. So it's 20 as well from 180. Yeah. So in this module, we are writing a journal article. That's what you have come already across. What you may have read, the project chemistry paper. Yeah, that was a good example. Did you all find it? That is kind of the first key essential. Did you find the article, the project chemistry? Some people not, some not. Who has read the project chemistry? Okay, a few. Who has at least downloaded the file? Okay, there are a few. This is good. Okay, this was kind of our main panic. Yeah. The key exercise from that was to identify the right literature, that you know how to find literature, yeah? Because you had to use keywords to identify the journal article, yeah? This is what you want to do with your topic. When you research a topic for your article, then you have to use keywords to identify the right literature, yeah? So you may know what you don't know over your article yet, but what is a really tough part to find out? It's an old knowledge chestnut. How do you know what you don't know yet? This is a big problem. Yeah, do you see the levity of it there? So this is why we are using keywords to actually have an identification of relevant literature, yeah, relevant papers to our topic. Yeah, and we do so by keywords, of course. Yeah. Okay. So here's kind of the setting. There's a little bit of theory involved. My inner plea is really written here, the background information. I read you through it. This article, yeah, this journal article that you are writing is intended to develop, assess your skills in research and academic writing. Yeah, why is this important? Why is it actually important? Is this important for a project manager? Academic writing. Is it? Some people not. This is good. Yeah, you give me hope. Yeah, if you are uncertain about it, yeah, it's literally we are here to actually interpret ideas and reformulate them for an audience. This is a key aspect of the project manager. Most of the time, we are actually involved in interpreting information and translating them so that people can actually do the work. Yeah, this is a key thing for us. Yeah. Okay, but okay, this is what I kind of hope you will develop. It helps you as well. This is kind of the format as well for your MSc dissertation. Yeah, so it's a good training run to get actually feedback on that. So and okay, develop and assess your knowledge of historical and current issues with regard to organizing of project-based undertakings. So this is slightly cryptic. It has already kind of the keywords in mind. Yeah, so we are really trying to find out how organizational matters impact on our project-based entrepreneurial activities or undertakings, as I put it. In this way, it is seen also as one of your stepping stone towards a full understanding of project management and also your ability as a researcher able to operate at level 7 and also to contribute to your lifelong learning capability. And the last bit is really important for me. I hope you can keep the spark going, that you stay in conversation basically with the literature. Yeah? Because it impacts as well on professional bodies lobby, they kind of subscribe to certain systems. Yeah? And you can be a player. Yeah? You will be a player either way. It's just a question of how active you will be. Yeah? So keep this conversation going. And yeah, stay engaged with it. Yeah. Okay. So much for the plea and background. Why this interesting coursework? The coursework itself is a journal article. Yeah, that you basically develop from a theme of your choice. Yeah. I would encourage that it relates to the direct themes of the module, but it doesn't have to. Yeah. So as long as it's in project management, and you have a sufficient focus under the learning objectives, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so we had, I had some emails, for example, that started off by narrowing down, and actually two, shortly after each other. Both one wanted to look at managing stakeholders, and the other one wanted to look at stakeholder expectations. Yeah, so both topics are fine, yeah, as a starting topic. Yeah. Well, once you have your topic, it's worthwhile to use the keywords, and there are quite a few. This is literally just keywords that we are using in project management, so it goes actually quite a bit down. So starting off by the general themes that we are covering in this module, yeah, that is this. And then you can actually frame your paper or your article with other general terms. Yeah. And maybe worthwhile pointing out what I'm interested in is literature. And then you can either evaluate it against your own practice. Yeah? This may not even be construction. We had some other organizational settings like a sports club or social clubs, yeah, or a circle of friends. But I want you to critically analyze the organizational practice of managing projects. Yeah? In the description of a particular practice, make sure that you limit the scope of the article through some of the following categories or keywords, and that is then the one below. Yeah, so more general, you may look at the project life cycle. You may be interested in what happens in the conception stage, yeah, when the project comes to existence and you actually define what you want to deliver. Yeah, or you may be interested in managing the dynamics on site when we actually implement the project as planned, yeah? Or may have to adjust along the way. Yeah? There may be other challenges. And then you can look as well at factors of internal or external, yeah? Where are we actually based? Then implementation, yeah? So here benefits and yeah, keywords that give us an indication on how we are performing, yeah? That is literally here. Then the life cycle itself. Commercial, if you're interested, why hedge funds suddenly have so much interest in Real Madrid and, no, sorry, not Real Madrid. Who's building the new stadium? Somebody is building a new stadium, right? Barcelona or Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Both. Okay. I'm not fully informed here. Yeah, see, okay. So one of the football clubs is building a new. It's Real Madrid, yeah. They're building a new stadium. And it's semi-funded by hedge fund. Yeah, you ask twice, like what? This is not our usual stakeholder, yeah, but they have done as well their math. And so sometimes it's investment appraisal, yeah? So in the conception, this is a big question, yeah? Okay, then we have as well contractual dimensions that may be interesting, yeah? So you can look at a certain setting, depending on how, well, are you having a supply chain? Is it all within the company? Yeah, something like that. And then as well people indicated. So those are potentially keywords that we have already up there, yeah, but you may want to frame it with any of those. Those are again the topics that we are covering. Yeah? So in a way that there would be a little bit overlap. We don't go so much actually in the hard tools, because they are often not very analytic hierarchy process. Is a tool that is often not applied in construction. So there may be even a possibility to look up on some of those tools and compare them if they actually work in construction. And then we have as well general management themes. Then we I haven't given examples. Then you can specify it as well by industry or sector. Yeah. What is a sector? What's the difference between industry and sector? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear this.
Part of the industry.
Yeah. So there are two meanings. Yeah. Sector specific in this context means public or private. Yeah. But you're quite right. It's normally industry sector. Yeah, if you combine them, then in construction it would be, for example, infrastructure. Yeah, something like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then if you have a very specific case of a locality, then gives the geography as well. This is typical to the sites in Newcastle, for example. Yeah, this can be as well factor. Okay, so quite descriptive at that point. Did you have any questions at this point? To the keywords, how to frame it. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So it's literally like a journal article. Yeah? If you find one, what were the keywords for project chemistry, the paper from Nicolini? Do you know this? Oh, nobody looked at it. No, what were the keywords? Do you remember roughly? What was it about? Paper? Oh, come on, wild guess it. Project chemistry, what could that be about?
Soft management factors in construction management.
Very good, yeah. I would have let you get away as well with motivation, yeah, or something like that. Yeah? So, yeah, you're spot on. Oh, you have read it, right?
Yes, it's one of the things I highlighted. That's
right. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But so this is as well important. As a project manager, you don't always have to have everything in your head, yeah, but you must know where it's written. Yeah? So this is a very important lesson. Yeah? But okay, with something like that, you can use then the keywords, and this is the idea. Yeah? So try to maybe use those keywords. I had another request that was already quite specific. There was a claims culture, yeah, so bidding and contracts. So we have actually keywords for that, yeah, contract procurement and tendering, yeah. So there are different ways of framing it. Let's go once around. What are the rough topics that you have, that we get an idea where we are actually going with this journal? Is this a journal that we want to read at the end of the semester? This is what we have to find out. Who wants to start? Okay, so we start from the back then, yeah.
Look at automation.
Automation, yeah. Do you have already a spin to it, or?
I have a couple of different areas that I want to just take a brief look at, whether or not it's going to be either human resourcing or site safety or human error reduction.
Oh, those are big topics, yeah, but it's a good start point, yeah. And then you bring it already in. You could. There's actually a whole element under the organizational studies. Yeah? So we have actually that as well. Yeah, integrating automation into the process. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, very good topic. Yeah. Can we go from the back to the front a little bit? Do you have already a topic or? Yeah. Yeah. Are you still thinking about it?
I want to look. I don't want to limit myself yet. I want to look for something that I know there's going to be plenty of reference and stuff that I can use. I don't want to pick an obscure topic that I want. Primarily, I have to be interested in it, and when I look for something that there's plenty of stuff that you can write about, I don't want it to dry up because it's hard to get access to stuff, you know.
Well, I mean, this is maybe even, but if you have something like that, that is difficult to find. Oh, this is a really cool stuff. This is where you can, you have a very short literature review, and then you interview a colleague or so, yeah, and then you write down, or you do it either. You email him questions, and he answers them for you, and you can present it then as data.
You can use that as a reference?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you will see that if you work through the notes, next week we are thinking about developing our own theory, alternatively, yeah, or getting data from people in industry, asking the relevant contacts, finding out. This is a good strategy too. Yeah, you will see that some topics are sometimes so specific that there's only, normally there's literature about it, but it's difficult to find. Yeah, but that is then a way of doing it. Yeah, but I would be careful. Don't come with a too obscure theme, because there's very obscure theory as well out there. So then we have to think about the keywords again. Yeah, I had somebody that was interested in the aesthetics of leadership. Yeah? And there's a big book to that, sadly. That came as a surprise to the author, and he nearly failed on that ground. He had missed actually the body of literature that he was supposed to review. That is kind of dangerous. But the reviewers, not even me, but the peer reviewers figured that out, and he wrote in the end a very good paper. It's in the journal if you're curious. Yeah, Aesthetics of Authentic Leadership. He renamed it actually. Yeah. And was a good paper in the end. So he actually turned it around. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah. So you still think about it. Yeah. But this week you want to kind of have at least a rough idea. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're behind you. Yeah. Did you have a topic for the article?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you have a rough idea where you want to go with this? You see from the work organization what we talked today about, yeah, and where is he? Yeah, you explained us, yeah, we have to plan and then follow the plan. We just have 4 weeks to write this. You are aware of this, yeah? So don't do the Eurocopter thing, yeah? All I'm saying, yeah? We are not yet too late, we haven't planned, it's safe. Yeah, this is a bad strategy, yeah? So, no, but do you have a rough topic where you want to go? No? Okay, think about it. We will come back to you, yeah? So what about you? Do you have a topic?
Something to do with project culture.
Culture.
Different
Okay.
cultures in how working within projects, or like working in different cultures.
Oh, okay. So as well, like team members actually having to operate in different cultural settings. Yeah. Okay, this is fascinating. There are two elements. The one that we cover next week is a culture which is often associated with geographic culture. So this is nationalities. Nationalities are actually quite insignificant, but I'll break that ice with you next week. But the localities are important. Yeah? So we have actually cultures. So for example, if you go into mountains, yeah, and you have different mountain population, they have actually similar cultures. Yeah, that seems to have something about it. But then we have, of course, cultures that are formed due to the work environment and the interactions that are needed. So, and that is something where we come to team dynamics and negotiating different cultural patterns. Yeah, and that is quite an interesting one. This is why to do with language and where things are refined. Yeah? So the most drastic examples are, the Eskimos, for example, can describe you Snow White in a very refined way. So they have 20 different terminologies that we would heroically in UK summarize as white. Yeah, but in reality, it's very important for the daily life. Yeah, and that is a notion where we come to the team dynamics, and that is quite fascinating. Yeah? Do you have already a case in mind with this?
No, yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay, project culture is an overarching theme at the moment. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
How leadership and developing individual competence can lead to a more productive organization.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so under the productivity aspect, yeah, or
Leadership.
yeah, there are a few keywords with this. Yeah, so as a leader, yeah, there's this harvesting aspect which goes a little bit into culture. Yeah, so creating a culture where people want to develop and then kind of committed to see, you know, what needs being doing on each individual to achieve that. So that is kind of cultivating a proactive collaboration, yeah, where everybody kind of takes ownership. And then you have a parallel literature to this, where it's literally about training, yeah, and functional structuring and recognizing what training is needed to perform it. Yeah, this is again where we are a little bit aiming at the routine notion, yeah, with the skills that you mentioned. Yeah, and then we need structure and focus. But both are feasible ways of doing it, and it's a very interesting topic. Yeah. Did you have already something in mind where you want to look at?
Yeah, I found a book of Lean.
Oh, Lean. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you sent me that as well, that you wanted to look at the Lean principles, isn't it? Yeah, okay. This you will see. Then we are in for the training. Yeah? But and Lean is of course. Be careful. If you go with a Toyota way of thinking, this is massive, you know. And there's individual literature on Lean and skills development, and they look, of course, at waste reduction. You optimize your team. They have a team approach, so this is quite interesting as well. Very good. Yeah.
Well, I don't have design yet, but I'm thinking something about managing conflicts and negotiations within the stakeholders.
Yeah.
Or something about the BOT projects and their management.
So wait, I didn't get the first term. Building.
Uh,
No, I got the conflict and negotiation.
the BOT projects. Building or operating transfer.
Okay. So building a trustfully environment and the whole initiation of getting actually a team started. Yeah. Okay, very interesting. But there may be even synergies. Yeah? So you of course there's always that aspect in it. Okay, brilliant. And did you have a particular context in mind? No, okay, as a starting point. Yeah, very good. Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure actually. Out between two options. First one could be motivation and reward, and as I read in the previous journal that there is something quite interesting about the use of incentives and critical analysis, if they are actually effective or what formulas can be more effective than the other ones, but specifically applied to the construction sector. Because the article that is in the journal is talking about general terms and motivations of the individual from a philosophical point of view, and I'd like to do more concrete approach.
Concrete, proper empiric. Yeah, it worked or it didn't work. Yeah, I like that. Very good. And then, would you like to study that as well? Would you like to?
Maybe. Possibly.
Okay. This would you're on a tight schedule with this, yeah? So to run the full experiment is probably unachievable, yeah? Maybe at the MSc, but you could set out, yeah, what motivated you in the past. And
It's as interesting and huge as I was thinking of that topic for the dissertation, but maybe I can start doing my first approach here.
we have very good literature on this actually. Motivation is a tricky thing. In my research area, we don't even call it motivation. It's just the right way of behaving. Yeah, it's kind of you behaved according to plan, quite frankly. Yeah, and this becomes a very odd topic because we know that incentives create as well strange behavior. The old chestnut is, you need always a country that is crazy enough to try the crazy stuff out. And America is quite very good for this. Yeah. So in America, they tested recently how to get children to read more books. I take guesses. Yeah. This is we try to design here a research project. Yeah. So how would you get children to read more books? You can't ask somebody that likes reading book. Yeah. Asking me is like, oh, you have to give them the right books. Yeah. It's a wrong answer, quite frankly. Yeah. I try obviously my art with showing you the right books, yeah, and it's a question. Yeah, do you read all the books? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I hope many do. Yeah, but it's a thin ice line. So how do you do it with the children?
By rewarding them?
Yes, that is the motivational answer. So how do you reward a child?
No candies or
Too soft. The American kids are a lot better educated here. Yeah.
Praise.
Praise. Oh, I like this. Those are all soft. I can tell. Some are parents, maybe brother or something. Yeah, or have a cousin. Yeah, or something like that. Those are too soft. Yeah, yeah.
Money.
Yes, spot on, yeah? So American kids already from an age of 6 apparently, yeah, they are like, candy, I can buy that myself. What about money? Now, money, they were talking, yeah? So the teacher did it quite easy. They got a book, if they read it, they had to kind of give a reference out of the book, and then they got the money for it. This really happened in America, yeah? So what is the outcome? So if you give the money, do you think they read more? What? No? Oh, this is very personal. No, they did read. Yeah. So there was incentive. So they read.
Small books.
Yes, you have exactly figured it out. They figured out how to find thin books, quick to read. Yeah. And did they remember the books after a year? No. So it kind of missed the point. They read a lot of books, but not really meaningful to them. Yeah. So it again kind of missed the point. Yeah. So with incentives, we're quite in for a ride. That's a big topic. And sadly, often the outcomes are quite counterintuitive. Yeah, so we have actually with incentives, we have as well destroyed a lot of goodwill. Yeah? Think about it. Tax. Do you like paying tax? Who likes paying tax? Oh. Is that not the honorable moment? Yeah? Where you kind of sit down and you say, like, I've earned all that. Now is the time to share with my community. How much do I want to give them? This is actually tax. Yeah? It's such a noble thing. Yeah, it's a charity request on the most. Yeah, okay, never mind. I won't extend this. Yeah, but all I'm saying is that with incentives and like certain framing of organizations, we change the whole emphasis. Yeah, now tax is seen as a burden. Actually, you get as well letters. Yeah, even the taxman sees it like that. You haven't paid your tax yet. No, it's a wrong language. You just ask, my honorable gentleman, I have noticed you haven't taken the opportunity yet to make a contribution to our society. Would you not like to do so? That would be the right wording. But I don't think I would be popular with the tax office either, quite frankly. Yeah, so, but you see the dilemma. Yeah? Incentives change the frame. Does that make sense? Okay, that was fast, too long. Okay, yeah, sorry. But incentives, super topic. Yeah, you may want to think about how you want to frame that. But for the paper, you could even just look at parallel literature. Yeah? Look what works in construction versus what other industries or geographies use. Or if it's construction specific, look at different nationalities. Yeah? What is used in maybe Spain, UK, and so forth. Yeah? I think that is a very good topic. Yeah? Okay, that's sorry, more topics.
I didn't find any topics, but I think I would like to talk about leadership and actually the role of leadership in building individuals and relationships through maybe emotions.
Oh, that is a nice interlude. A team of 3 students, if you want, I can give you one summarizing MSc dissertation of that. He looked at Volvo, Saab, and another one. Okay, not quite sure. But they looked literally at the impact of emotional intelligence from leaders on building relationships. And it was fascinating. A lot of the leaders in the companies, this is not construction, so keep that in mind, were not aware of the emotional theorem, and people that were rated to be actually very powerful with their emotions, and influencing, being seen nice and reasonable, so emotion expressed in the right time are seen as appropriate. Yeah? This is as well a strong notion. And it turned out that leadership or good leadership is often, was always correlated with emotional awareness to a certain degree. So it's fascinating insight. So if you want to have the literature insight on that, come around. I can give you the PDFs, of course. Yeah. So fascinating topic. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah?
I was thinking about the communication and collaboration between the main contractor and subcontractor on site and also during the design phase.
So how this is negotiated, or okay, this is tough. I like it. Did you have there already a context in mind? Is this from your past experience, or?
Yeah, just like some problem that I got when I was working in a company between the main contractor and subcontractor during the planning phase and also on site with the delivery and all of it.
So literally the translation from what was agreed and how it was delivered and what was actually delivered, yeah? And was it close, or were there like certain gaps in the expectations?
Got many problems.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And then would there be a spin to it? Do you want? This is quite a big topic, yeah. In a way.
I know that I will have to focus on something, but I was like not thinking about like how to improve the relationship.
Okay, so a little bit the softer side, yeah? Rather than the alternative would be the more structured side. Yeah? So sorry, I don't know why I'm always now pointing to you when it comes to structure and like kind of making tasks more specific, you know, tailoring it into the contract. He is doing this. Yeah, then, but the softer side, this is very interesting. Yeah? This becomes, of course, a challenge, especially if the contractor is not on site all the time. Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah. Well, what about you?
I had two ideas. So the first one is how to manage relationships between two clients in a public and private partnership.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Or the other one is more about human resource, how to manage expatriates. International consultants.
Okay, okay. So the international notion, yeah, of human resources. And is this more on the design team, so project manager and project team, or do you look there at the whole project?
Just individual, more on the
Okay.
consultants.
Yeah, both topics, quite big topics, yeah. But yeah, both are feasible, yeah. With a public-private partnership, that is what Alex did his PhD on, Alex Hope. He looked at that here in the North Tyneside, and then yeah, it had its own dynamics. So quite fascinating. But yeah, very good. Yeah. Okay, who wants to go next on this table? Yeah.
I want to study the organizational structures and what, or how can we modify them and what effects does it have on the project, and then the roles of people in the structure, decision-making powers, and what.
Oh, okay. So as a hidden dimension as well, power. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I would want to link it to the company I was working with and how we can change their organizational structure, what new teams we could add there, and how it will enhance the whole system.
It's actually, this reminds me, but this is more on a joke side. I had a student that wrote in 2012 a paper, and it's somewhere in there, the power to change the project organization. And I think his hidden intent was just to be the ruler, yeah, and to analyze it and basically structure it that he can lead everything. But effectively what he did look at, and this comes a little bit back to what you were saying, looking at different organizational settings, yeah? So a random group over like a thorough hierarchy structure, over a project network to a network-based organization, yeah? And that is very powerful. And you will see a setting, yeah, is so influential on how people behave. Yeah? Often this sits on such a kind of subconscious notion of people that you really behave in a way that you couldn't foresee. And so there's a lot of research to that. Brilliant. And you had your company as a background, isn't it?
Yeah, what I saw their structure was and how we can modify their structure and make it better.
So literature against what you have seen there, and then potential for improvement. Super. Yeah? This is already the whole paper. You can start writing the whole thing. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, who wants to go next? Okay.
Culture within construction companies.
Okay.
Looking at certain behaviors, installing kind of positive culture to improve organizations towards successful projects. Successful project completion. So
when you say positive, is this like being more responsive to challenges, like in terms of effective or efficiency notions or performance, or is that literally
effective and efficient?
Okay. Yeah, I mean that was one side, and the other one would be like a happy organization where everybody smiles or it's like, you know, there's both as a potential in a way, but often they take you very different routes. Okay, but this is like something on the brink that you're still trying to look at, yeah?
Develop that.
Yeah.
Further.
Okay.
I hope to do that in the next few days.
We have actually as well data of looking at it. We have had competitions here at the BIM Academy where they have competed as a design team for designs of construction, so that there may be actually something in it. But very good. Yeah.
Robert, you see, I see managing claims up there.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yeah.
I was just wondering, you see a lot of like the claims in construction,
Mm-hmm.
like, and resolution disputes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of it doesn't really go to arbitration, does it? Like the majority's not usually settled because nobody wants to go down that route.
Yeah.
You might maybe look at going down that there, because there's a lot of like negotiation and tactics, and there's a lot goes on there. You know, when people go to, you know, go to meetings and they all have figures in their head, but they know how much they're willing to let go and stuff. You might, like, would there be much kind of research and stuff on, or like?
There's a thorough body of literature if you want. Yeah. And then you could, for example, look what scenarios come across. But I can tell you, a lot of that is case studies. You know, it's from actual sites where they describe kind of the scenarios, and then they extrapolate it. They compare it against other sites and say, okay, this happens often. That doesn't happen that often. That has happened as well in exceptional cases. So this is literally how that body of literature is kind of structured. But if you're interested in this is a good field. So you will see it has a lot to do as well and how people getting on, if they can communicate sufficiently. Yeah. So some have really figured it out. They play it like by the economic costing, as you have indicated. Yeah, they have that price in the mind that they have to carry away to make a decent profit. Yeah. And then it's really a question of how they negotiate. Yeah, there's game theory in it. Yeah. So this may be of interest. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, very good. It's very good topic. And you will see, game theorems don't work. Do you know why they not work? Okay, I make a cash price. Yeah, you get £10,000 if you tell me. Oh wait, this is not true. Yeah, so don't get too excited. But let's do this as a hypothetical scenario. So if you can guess the a third. No wait. Yeah. The third lowest number from 100, yeah, a third. So what is a third? If we take 10, yeah, then the third lowest would be. Oh, I see. The semantics didn't give it. So what would be a third from 10? 3. 3. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So this would be kind of the third lowest if I just say now third lowest. But now we have here a few people. So now you all have to vote the third lowest, and whoever has the third lowest wins. So which one would you get? If you all know this. This is slightly odd, right? We do that with share. Okay, shall I give you actually the real example? Okay, so with shares, if you, in the near future, yeah, when you don't know where to put your money, you may invest in companies that you believe in, yeah, and you have shares. And the key point to actually buy is kind of, well, no, to sell. It's just when it's nearly the highest, but not quite the highest. Because if you are then selling and it has the highest point, just by delay with your broker, you normally lose out on the highest point. So you just want to sell before it's the highest. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, but how do we figure out this point if everybody wants to sell just before the highest point?
You have to hold out.
And this is a very risky strategy.
But it's exciting.
Okay, so game theory basically says that you sell just 5% under the, no wait, I shouldn't give you the mathematics straight away. We go back to the simple numbering. So if we now put the, so you want to sell 1/3 before the highest point of everybody else selling. So the problem is, if everybody else starts selling before you, then the shares go down because nobody holds the capital. Yeah? So it loses in value directly. Does that make sense? Yeah, so if you sell, the shares lose automatically in the value that you have sold it for, yeah, and everybody else loses out. Are you with me on this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you try to sell at 2/3, let's make it specific, at 67.777% to actually get the highest profit. So now the question is, what number do you put forward? So if it's just one person and it's a perfect game, then you give the number, it's 67.7. But if we are two people, what is the logic? I say now 67.7. What do you say?
60.6, 67.6. It's like one just a bit under.
Yeah. So which one would you say?
Well, 66.5.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of
Yeah,
a
it's a bit
close
close,
edge. Yeah, so with two people, normally you would want to have as well the same safety. This is normally how you would play this. Yeah, so you go actually from 60.67, and this is where it gets complicated. You go again a third down. What is that? Yeah, it's 45 roughly, to simplify it.
So then you have to work out how many people, how many shares there is in the company.
Yeah, and the problem is as well that not everybody bids, of course, in that logic. And this is kind of the problem with game theory. We know that the double logic is already difficult for most players. So if you play it accurately, you will actually lose. Because you sell far too early.
But if somebody's selling, somebody's buying usually, depending. You know what I mean? So could the shares not be going up and you're better to sit down?
Yeah. Well, have a look at the game theorem. I'll give you one example to explain it very simple. This is actually a hard problem with a professor from our university in psychology. He's a game theory professor. And he advised on a construction project where the people that put the investment forward had kind of, basically put the construction sum in to build the project. Yeah? So they were basically the project sponsor, if you want. Yeah? And they put the money forward, they put half forward to construct their building. And when they started the construction project, they realized that actually pretty much after starting to build the construction site, after not even a fifth of the building being built, that they have a cash flow issue. Yeah? But with a project like that, a cash flow issue is quite substantial, and it can actually lead to failure. Yeah? Because everybody else could basically pay the rest of the flat when they move in. What does that mean? Is that a problem for us as a project manager? Okay, you were quite shocked about this. So what can we do then? As a project manager, this is when you get quite nervous. Yeah? You call your stakeholders and say, like, look guys, we cannot do this half-half deal. You have to pay everything up front. What does that do to you if you have invested half into the flat? Yeah?
Your money is gone.
Yeah, your money is gone. And you don't have a place to move in yet. How do you like this? Is this good? Oh, you are thinking about it. I see business opportunities. It's of course frightening, yeah? But game theorem suggests you can actually reverse the logic and gives them an incentive. You say, actually, we will have a shortage. We built here 4 different blocks of flats, yeah? Whoever pays up front, we build their block first. And if we run out of money, we run out of money. What do you do now? Yeah, exactly. You pay first, and you tell your friends in the block that bought next to you, hey, come on, throw in, I throw in as well, that our block gets first finished. You know what happened? The project was finished without problems. It worked. Also the cash flow was away. That is a game theory. Huh? So it's a logic basically that you can twist around. I hope that makes sense. Read up on it if you're interested. The game theory is very powerful actually in terms of psychology. Yeah, it's very applicable as well to the project environment. Okay, but that was carried off and now yes, it's well left there. But game theory, interesting topic, sorry. Yeah? Okay, more topics. Where should we go? Yeah? Shall we start with you?
Okay. I want to look at knowledge management.
Very good. Yeah.
How we can use or improve the knowledge of individuals to better business.
Yeah. So do you have a context in mind, or is this more to explore, or?
I'm still to explore it.
Okay, so a few theorems to look at it in a project context, or?
Yes.
Knowledge is a big issue. Where's knowledge normally? Where's our knowledge?
In our heads.
Yeah, spot on. In our heads. And where do we get it from? If we think in a phenomenology, if we come to the world, we get born. Where do we get our first knowledge from?
Information.
Experience.
Experience. Where do we get our experience?
I didn't think so.
By doing things in the locality. Yeah. As often we grow up somewhere. The old chestnut is describe a tree that you remember, and if you do that with an international group, it's very different trees. We all talk about trees, but it's not the same. Yeah? So knowledge is a powerful thing that is in the spatiality, in the head, yeah, as well, and or in the mind, if you want. Yeah, and that needs translation into the project, which is tough. Yeah, but super topic. Yeah. Quite something, yeah? Okay, shall we start with, go on with you? That's
that helps to maybe help to helpful to communication.
Yeah, you may want to narrow it down because this is still very big. But I mean, nonetheless, yeah, you specified already on a few positions which are maybe worthwhile to explore. Otherwise, I would keep it a lot more general and just make the statement: gender diversity will help no matter where, because there are certain implications, and you brought it already down to sensoriety. I'm not quite sure that that is actually justified, but you can still bring it out. We know that every industry that has a diverse workforce, men, women, and where as well, different leadership styles are basically there, and that is something where construction has kind of a monoculture preference, is generally beneficial. It's more resilient, and in long-term performance, it's more creative and evolves quicker. We know this. Unfortunately, in construction, we are a little bit behind with the technology potential that we could have and what we actually do. So there's a big body of knowledge. But a brilliant topic. And there's certainly a lot of literature around it as well. If you want to do interviews, a friend of mine is actually the leader of the Women's Society in Construction Projects or Construction Management. Yeah, and she's at Salford. She's a researcher, so she researches the topic. So if you're interested, that may be a contact, to write an email for an interview or something like that. Yeah, but very good. Yeah.
I would like to look into PM's behavior in driving the team to perform. What and how they should do to motivate the team to perform better.
Okay, so did you have a context in mind as well, or is that
Not
general?
at the moment.
Okay, I still try to convince one student to do this for their paper. Try to compare project management behavior with the memoirs of Columbus. When he sailed with the ships to America. Okay, nobody is passionate about this, but think about it. He was lying after 3 days. The star maps basically indicated they had moved miles, and the plan was they meet after 1,000 miles land. India, quite frankly. That was kind of the plan, After 1,000 miles. They had sailed 2,000 miles, so he started manipulating the plan, secretly, Then people that knew of it had to go overboard, Then, wait a minute, everybody that kind of moaned was demoted to under the deck, so there are big lessons to be learned. No, I'm just making a joke here on that account, but what I'm trying to say is the motivational mechanisms on a journey like this are highly constraining, on the whole team. So there's a lot of hidden motivation, but it's quite a read. It's 1,100 pages. So if you go for this would be, I would really like to read that paper. But never mind. Either way, a wonderful topic, And then maybe as a cross literature, Columbus memoirs, Okay. So, but brilliant. Thank you. Who wants to start? with the topic.
Hopefully I wanted to look into globalization and then the exchange of human resources and knowledge. So how certain specialists get like sent internationally to help out as an advisor for projects, and what the influence is from that like specific like knowledge on countries or on projects.
So this is a little bit the diplomatic notion, or the technical or functional
Well,
notion?
often if there's like certain countries that have like a specialism in an area, then it could be that other countries and companies say like we don't need to educate the people anymore because we'll get it somewhere abroad. It's basically that the influence on that and the globalization.
Yeah. I mean, what you have described is already paper in itself. It's I don't know if you remember from last semester the link with Peter Sloterdijk. This is his argument. He says that as a society, we are living now in a project society, and we don't even have time to learn it anymore. Yeah? We actually kind of buy it in. We have a consultant that tells us how to do it. And we do that on large project sites, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Because it takes longer to learn it for yourself, to build it up yourself. It's a time factor. And if the money is large enough, then it's a problem. Then you don't develop the skills yourself anymore. But at the same time, it's fascinating. You will be as well a very well-educated project manager, so you could be the knowledge workers too that go around the world. So it's an opportunity for you too. Brilliant topic. Did you want to look at the Dutch background? I remember you said something.
That was the way I thought about it.
Yeah, of course. And the companies that you named, well, there are specific companies as well with it.
Yeah.
Anouk did the research on the dissertation as well. So if you want to have that as a background read, feel free to pop around and I'll give you the PDF.
Okay.
Brilliant.
I didn't decide it yet.
Okay. And any topics that kind of moved you, or?
I don't know, because I have several topics and I have no clear yet. I will go through it during this week and I have to decide it tomorrow maybe.
What bigger topics did you have in mind?
Well, I like the topic of culture, and some colleagues talk about it. Also about the management between, I don't know, like, I have no clear,
Yeah, I mean, culture is implicit on management too, yeah? So what's kind of expected in interaction, you know, what the code of conduct is and so forth. So there's a lot to it, yeah? Okay, brilliant, yeah? You were still thinking about it, yeah? No topic gets fascinated? No, okay. Yeah? What did you know?
I'm looking at general management. I'm also looking at people. I'm also looking at organization. Topics I actually have here, I'm still trying to see one I'll be able to handle properly. I'm looking at integrating people in organizational context. I'm looking at input, output, organizational viewpoint. These the two I actually am considering.
Yeah, I remember what you. This was already quite refined, but I think you have a few ideas that you have developed. So you really have to decide on one, but they are all feasible.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean they are all feasible. So some are maybe a little bit outdated. So be a little bit careful. You know, some of the topics you may want to follow them through. They may disappear because there were some of the trends that you identified were political, and they have been settled. Where we have now solutions for some of them. Yeah? So, but I mean, this is a journey of discovering it. Yeah? But have a look through the topics. Did you get the email as well?
I'll check it out.
Yeah, okay, have a look. Okay, brilliant. And anybody wants to add another topic? Okay, so the important part is really that you arrive kind of this week at the topic, because otherwise you will see in a second, it's quite a bit of work to actually arrive at a sophisticated paper. Yeah? Okay, what do I want actually from you? First of all, I will mark the draft. Yeah? When are you submitting the draft? Do you know this?
The 5th of March.
Yeah. Which day is today? Yeah. You have an extra day. Yeah. This doesn't happen every year. Are you aware of that? Yeah. You got the 29th of February as a bonus. Yeah. to read and enjoy it. Yeah? So in other words, in a month you are submitting your draft. Yeah? It's not much. It's like 10 days, each day 400 words writing. Yeah, wonderful. It's a one-pager per day. Wonderfully edited with the references. That's it. Yeah. Actually, it's a little bit less. The references kind of are as well part of that. Yeah. So it's actually not that much, unfortunately. But so all students have to submit, and be careful. It's 50% of the overall mark. By the way, on the Turnitin, there's a confusing thing. There's 50% written all over. That is because our Turnitin has like a title freezer, and it means that it basically copies the title in all submissions, but don't worry about it. So first part accounts 50% of the total mark of the 20 credits. Yeah. So this is kind of tough. Your first draft goes in kind of half, and you're being marked the following way. Presentation of assignment comply with the given template. That means download the Word document that is uploaded. Do you know what I'm talking about? One person nods, the others look in a questionable manner. Okay, let's have a quick look. It's this one. You want to download it and use it because it's basically the format that allows me to put it together and not spend like a month editing your journals into your articles into a journal. It has something else to make it actually interesting for you. It kind of tells you how to write the paper. Yeah? It's a guide, so read through it. It talks actually about the conference. It's from Will Hughes and myself. We have done that for the ARCOM and Construction Management and Economics and Management Journal. This is normally the draft that we give like young authors when they want to publish the first time. Young authors, yeah. Nothing to do with age, don't get confused about that, yeah. So when you write your first paper, this is literally what we are using. This has to be submitted without your name on it. This is kind of important, yeah. So read in the brief carefully, it's actually written here. You have to submit it without your name on it. Yeah, this is important for the peer marking. And it guides you kind of through and tells you what not to do too, yeah. So they have some pretty bad examples in. Yeah, from where it's too generic, where you miss a point. So as long as you follow that, you should be on a run. It's the same keyword, yeah? It's the same that I'm having, so it's the same list. So it's basically interlinked. But please use that, and it's the 5. So the 5% is complying to the right sizes of written style, well, basically having the right font, having the right size, having the right spaces. That is all formatted in it. So if you use that Word document, then you will be fine. Yeah? If you are unsure about it, it's actually so important to me because I will have a lot of problems if you just send it to me and I merge it. That is worthwhile checking with me before you're submitting. Yeah, and do so one day before you're submitting, please. Yeah, because that creates a lot of headache for me, because it basically unformats the whole REST document. And if you merge like again, the one from 2 years ago was 500 pages, it's not nice. It takes a lot of time. But okay, never mind. So this is 5%. Easy to get. You should get full 5%, 100% for that. Yeah, this should be actually kind of kindergarten, I hope. Yeah. If you have problems, come to me, we will work it through. The other one is Harvard Northumbria style. I've given you as well examples. They're slightly different. They have a full stop in it. I don't mind as long as you're consistent with it. Yeah, but Harvard Northumbria style, it's you can download it for free. It cites them right. Yeah, yeah.
You see the way you put your efforts in 10% and you have to use like.
Yeah, 50% already. You will be fine. You just have to write your name too and reference it.
I was just wondering, is there a guideline on like what's too much referencing and what's too little? Like is it a certain, like could you equate it as a percentage or?
Yeah, I mean, when Alex and I write together, we have often this request, make the references smaller and just leave them in anyway. But if you come to that problem, then tell me and I'll show you what I mean.
But you obviously look at a paper and you'll think, well, there wasn't a wild pile of referencing used. Like,
what do you mean? Oh, this has nothing to do with quantity. This is like, even if you just have one book reference, It's a question, have you used the right reference style? Is it family name, comma, like initial from the first name, then the year?
So if I had one reference, I get 10, and done it right, I get 10%, and I get,
Yeah, this is kind of the point that I try to make here currently. So if you get your name right and you have one reference right, you have kind of 50% for it already, or 50. This is 30%, this is pretty good, yeah? Because it's hard, this is hard, yeah? You will see, you will actually see when you do the peer marking, I bet one of the papers that you're peer marking will lose out on those points. It's very sad, but it happens every year. I haven't yet figured out how to get to get everybody there 100%. I dream of that semester where everybody gets 100% on this. Yeah? Maybe this semester is the first. I never give up. Yeah? This is another thing with academics. We always hope. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we will get this semester. Does that make sense so far? Okay, but if you have only one book, then on the next one, which is kind of hard, 20%, you are kind of, yeah, this is tough. Yeah, but so use of literature, conceptually grounded in academic articles, that doesn't mean that you have to do a super comprehensive literature review of your whole field. That means you have looked in detail at the theme and topic that you want to look at. Yeah? In a literature review, you have done it with project chemistry. You may not have done it yet. Then you want to do it, yeah, to have a look, or read it at least, and see what I came up, and look if you come to the same conclusions. This is literally what you want to do. Yeah? I don't expect necessarily hundreds of journals. You may have done so already if you want to do it for your MSc. In your case, maybe you have already looked at it. Yeah, then don't hold them away. But you want to ground it in a few articles that are relevant. Yeah? Okay, any questions at that point? The numbers normally don't help. I had some really good, have a look at the journal actually. There are some that have only 5 references, and they're absolute elite. And there are some that have 20 references, and they are awful. Yeah? They just made it because they actually ticked all the boxes and had the marks to make it into the journal. Not awful, but you know, it's like not related, really. Yeah? So there's a notion to this. But we will come to that actually in 2 weeks, no wait, 3 weeks, when we are peer reviewing a paper from me. Yeah? And then we get a feeling for it, what's good and what's not so good. Yeah? So I have a bad one, and then we will look at a good one from 2 years ago, and try to actually peer review it. And that is normally when it resonates, what is conceptually grounded in an article. Yeah? So some papers, they have actually one theory. Yeah? Like the project chemistry has its own theory. So this could be a theory that you're applying. Then it's maybe just that paper, and you have 1 or 2 other papers that relate similar. Then it's only 3 papers, if that makes sense. Does that make, yeah? Okay, then another 20%, so this is actually quite a bit. Another 20% is for the description of the specific work environment, practice, followed by organizational analysis or presentation of the data. Now, this can come from certain sources. This can come from a journal paper itself. This can come from your engagement, from observations that you have, but then you have to describe it. Be very careful. Yeah? Describe it that it makes sense in the setting. And another one would be, of course, email to the relevant people that you want to ask about it. Yeah? Does that make sense? There are many more, actually. Yeah? But those are just a few. We come to that, actually, in 2 weeks. So you see it's a tight schedule, but you can already have a look at it. Yeah? So 20%. And then you get 15% for the critical analysis of application of relevance of theoretical principles to practice. Yeah? So here you want to relate it back and say, tell us what's the point. Yeah? And then beautifully bring it together in the conclusion. Concise conclusion. Yeah? Conclusion is often quite short. Yeah? It's probably just half a page. And then you get another 5% for quality of communication. That is grammar and that you write in full sentences. That if you describe something which is quite complicated, may use figures or tables, yeah, something like that. And if you're interested about the grading itself, I have actually the categories here at the portion, yeah. So this is what I'm using to mark, yeah? So you can see where you're actually arriving, yeah. To fail, so if you mess up the references, for example, yeah, and that you have just the name and then nothing, then it may be likely to be irregular, unsystematic activity, or in some cases, if you haven't got any references, it's absent. Working suggests plagiarism. Okay, this is an additional one, but absent is as well under 40%, of course, yeah. And don't copy or paste without quoting properly, please, yeah, because that is plagiarism. So that is as well absolutely down there, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so have a look as well at the criteria. This is literally what I will be using, yeah, and yeah, at that point, you will actually get the first mark, yeah, from me, and then additionally, of course, the feedback as well, yeah, from me and your peer reviewers. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is the first paper. I repeat it. Yeah, on the 5th of March, you're going to submit your draft paper, your finished journal article, yeah? You're submitting it to the journal. Then you have 2 papers coming towards you that you will review, yeah? And the review, now it gets a little bit complicated, but it's not too bad. Yeah, you will have to pick a total of 50% to actually work through the peer review papers. We will do that as a test trial, so I will repeat that another time. And we will actually trial it, that we are all familiar with it. But it means that you get the paper, one is subject specific, one is probably all kind of subject specific to you, because they are all in project management. But one is literally your topic that you have researched yourself, and another one is maybe not subject specific. Sometimes there were some that were so popular that some people got actually twice one, but it doesn't really make a difference. You have to peer review on 50% of the marking criteria. So if you don't like it and you don't feel confident about the paper, you don't have to decide up front. Yeah, you read through it and see like, okay, here I feel quite confident maybe with use of literature, yeah, conceptually grounded, and maybe referencing, presentation of the assignment, communication and conclusions, yeah, then you have already too much, actually. You may want to then drop one of the fibers, yeah, but okay. So this would be, for example, a way of doing it. If it's the same area and you feel quite confident as well with the topic, you may take use of literature, you evaluate if they have applied the same criteria as the theory has, the description, then this is it already. So you may do referencing then too, otherwise you're again over the limit. Yeah, but we will test on it, yeah?
For the description of the specific work environment practice, can we use case studies?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. A case study is just a way of framing it, yeah? If you describe research observation, make sure that it's conceptually grounded. If you look at leadership and leadership behavior, you may want to describe a scenario or a particular sample of behaviors, yeah, that you are actually evaluating. Yeah? So this may be from a case study or from a company as a case study. This may be from a project side, yeah, as a case study. But case study is just a framing element, yeah. So don't worry about the terminology. What is more important for me is that you actually write this is originating from observations from the author. Yeah, that would be a lot better. Yeah, yeah.
You see the way you mark 50% to start with?
No, sorry, you don't mark. I mark the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. You mark it.
100%. Yeah.
You mark that there.
Yeah.
And then you're marking. Like, we're not actually, when we're reviewing someone else's work,
yeah,
we're not marking it technically.
No.
Because it doesn't matter. If I think it's terrible or good, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're just marking how I review that work.
You are spot on, yeah. So literally, and we come to that when we actually do the peer reviewing, we actually suggest constructively. We don't say this is bad. You make the only thing that you can say, delete that section. It doesn't relate to the other. But you have to functionally justify it, yeah? And this is what I'm marking, if you have been really functional. I had as well. Actually, I had two that reviewed each other. They were both distance learners, and they got really angry about each other. They didn't like each other's style, and they started slagging each other off. So this will be a fail. Yeah? You have kind of missed the objective. Does that make sense? Yeah, so in the peer review, you want to work functionally through the references and say, for example, all the references referenced, yeah, are correct. Or actually change the family name, you haven't got it in the right order. Something like that. You highlight it and write the bubble, yeah, how to do it or what needs changing. This is actually how it works. Yeah? I don't want anybody marking. Yeah? So this, or if you are here with a presentation of the assignment complied to the template, it would be like the space on the right side is not correct. Yeah? This would be it.
You'd be lucky if you get a good one. You could get one that's 80 or 90%. You don't have much to say.
Yeah, you said that before, but then you would have to recognize this section is good. Yeah, constructive feedback is as well positive. Yeah, but okay. We jump the boat with the examples. I think this will explain it a lot more. Yeah, but you mark that as a peer review, and this will give you. Should actually be quite easy to get the 20%. Like literally, if you have followed the mathematics equation. And this surprised me, not everybody got 20% here. This is another one. You should get full 20%, 100 on that 20%. There should be no reason why you shouldn't. Yeah? Any questions at that point? So if you have done the work, yeah, this should be a really good assignment. If not, this will be a very tight run. Yeah, because, yeah. Okay, so well, this is basically the part 2. Once you have done the peer review, you have only a few times time. So block that time out. Yeah, this is on the 11th March. You start doing it, and no wait, this is when you're submitting it. You're starting it on the 6th of March, and you have to submit it. Actually, you don't have to submit it. It will just automatically lock you out and submit on the 11th. Yeah, if you miss the deadline there, it submits for you. There is no dead submission with this one. Yeah. So block at least a half day is normally what the students told me they need to do it properly. Yeah, a half committed day for the 2 papers, yeah, not 1. So if you want to be on the safe side, you know, take 1 day with a coffee break and everything. Maybe meet in a group, you know, that you can talk as well a little bit if there's a problem. But this is software based, yeah. So this will be on the Turnitin facility. I'll show you this. But you know, if you want to be on the safe side, meet with colleagues from you, you know, and do it together. Not together the paper, but you know that you basically can ask questions if something doesn't work on use. Yeah. So then this is then done by the 11th, and then you have up to the 28th to edit it to the final beautiful piece. So literally address all the feedback. Don't ignore my feedback. Yeah, you get my feedback too. Yeah, and then you can resubmit, and yeah, normally this is then quite good. Yeah, and your first publication. Yeah, and then you get the journal at the end of it. Any questions at that point? Yeah.
Let me get this straight. If you do an absolutely cracking piece of work and you just do it good the first time.
Yeah.
And say you got if you marked it at 40%, say you got 40%.
Yeah.
You're probably done a really good journal at that. If you mark, you know, if you got 40% of the 50 when you mark it.
Yeah, let's talk in total marks because otherwise we confuse everybody.
Right,
so for this 50%, you got 80%. Yeah.
Yes. Then you would assume that your peer review you're going to bang out near enough to 20%.
No, be careful. This has to do with the categories. Yeah, if you're in the template, you have marked it completely up. Actually, I had that before. I have actually 1 student, 3 students have submitted from the 2012 journal to real journals. Yeah, so if you want to publish it, I can as well help you with this. And one of those students that got actually, I think 76. He got the 76 because he had basically this. He didn't get the Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong column. He didn't get the references right, so the Harvard Northumbria style was all over the place. And another one was he had, quality of communication. Template.
So he had literally used the wrong template. Well, he didn't use the template, quite frankly. So this is where the 76 came from. He was a little bit weak as well on the literature, but that was it. Otherwise, it was a wonderful piece.
So you could technically, if he didn't do anything on that and just resubmit it again.
Oh, but he got completely. The peer reviewers picked that, of course, up. There's another thing. Once you read through it, you will probably pick up some of the aspects, and that is, of course, often what the peer reviewers focus on. It's a self-enforcing mechanism. So he got actually quite a bit of feedback. And content, good. I had like specific suggestions. He added later on I had 3 articles that he had completely ignored that talked about what he was talking about and allowed him actually to make a lot more refined kind of conclusion. And he included those, and it was good to be submitted to a journal. To a journal. So yes, this is a possibility, and I hope you all aim for that. Yeah, 80. You should start aiming at 100. Don't compromise at that point. Yeah, aim at 100, and then okay, maybe if it's just 95, it's sad, but it's not that bad. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Well, yeah. Shall I just leave it here? Yeah, I think I leave it here. Yeah. So again, like have a look around. Yeah, this can be it can be your first step to publishing, but at the same time a great mark. Yeah. So don't miss out on that. Yeah. Okay. I leave it with that, and shall we go back to the theory? We wanted actually, shall we discuss a little bit the paper? Can I just have an impression? What was the paper about? The project chemistry. Wait a minute, I'll search it quickly. Or do you have more questions to the assessment?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Does it imply a word limit? Like, for instance, 3,500 words, 4,000 words?
Yeah, last time
as much as you can go.
Yeah, last time I was kind of 2012. I didn't have a strict word limit. Now I would cap it at 4,000. Yeah, because I had some students that wrote 6,000 words, and it's
so bulky.
No, it wasn't even that. It was a lot more work for them, and they kind of were really they got a lot of the 6,000 words essays or articles got delete those sections from the students, from the peer reviewers. And that is, of course, then a pretty bad feedback. Yeah? So it kind of demotivates you. So try to focus on 3,000, plus minus 500 words is not a problem. 4,000 as a topping. Yeah. So even if you have just 2,500, including references. Oh yeah, 4,000 as well, including references. Yeah, and tables and figures. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Short about the project chemistry then. What did you make of the paper? Okay, yeah?
It's mostly about teamwork and working together and how people work together.
And what did you like the underlining approach? Did you buy into the theorem?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I did actually.
So,
I agree that the chemistry between the people themselves working together is very important. If you've got a bunch of who you feel are idiots working with you, that's not going to be a particularly nice environment.
No, it creates a very unsupportive climate if you have that. Okay, just to bring it a little bit back. This was literally the initial reading exercise, and you went for Nicolini by what I take from you. Yeah.
Pardon?
You went for the paper with Nicolini with the project chemistry.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was an alternative where you don't yet have the feedback, but you can read it too. It's what practitioners consider to be skills and behaviors of effective people project manager. Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, yeah. So with something like that, always see if it resonates with you. That was, of course, this was written from a practitioner, yeah, a very nearly political plea,
Whilst Nicolini, he's a scientist in university, yeah, in Italy, and he tried to kind of create a proactive tool and evaluation evaluation method for the project manager to figure out if you're on the right track with your team. Is everybody in to actually play to their optimum, which he described with the chemistry. So maybe a question to ask, even general, how does successful management of people fit into your scenario? How can we actually look at something like that? Well, you have read the paper, yeah? You have the answer of how Nicolini came across it.
Do you mean how would we fit it within our article?
Sorry, this was really more in terms of how we would actually fit this into our project management as a project manager. Yeah, but you could even fit that into your article if you want to use that theorem. But that is probably another matter.
I think mine would be removing people.
Removing people, yeah.
Yeah.
So why remove? What is your concern?
Automation. Making things more efficient and more foolproof.
Never under. Yeah. Okay. No.
More foolproof, not
okay.
Completely.
Yeah. There's an old joke. Those that are the most full bulletproof systems are normally underrating or underestimating the fool. And there's a big lesson to be learned. But so one is a hint to the back to the automation argument, yeah, or bringing technology in to actually enhance the capability of your team. Yeah, but it means as well that the team roles change. Yeah, you need then, of course, the technology operators or experts to actually look after that. So this means your hidden culture of the organization has to change. You have to be on the edge with that. Why is technology such an adverse topic in construction?
Fear of taking away people's jobs.
Oh, I see. This is again my South African argument. Yeah, I go with that. Yeah, so it's you take the job from people, but actually, if you have worked in a project-driven change environment, does it really take the jobs away from people?
No.
It's still people operating the machines. It just changes. Yeah, it changes the interface. Yeah, so and that is a worrying thing, because it means as well. What comes with technology? What do we need?
Well, training.
Yeah.
But a good piece of automation should need no training. If it's built properly, understanding people's needs, you should just be able to pick it up and use it. The iPad is the best example of that. A child can pick that up and use it with no training, no nothing, and that is a good piece of interface. And that's the sort of thing that we should be looking towards when we talk about automation, where someone can walk onto the site with no training, pick it up, and use the piece of equipment with no problems. That would be the best form of automation that we could aim for.
Yeah. So you say here already children, but there's still motoric skill involved. Yeah? Children are on a different level. But just to give you a cross example, with something like this does work. Yeah? But I will never forget that my granddad, he actually was sitting the first time in front of the computer, and this is quite some. Oh, this is over 10 years ago now. And I remember there was this Explorer. We had already the Explorer for the internet, and he went with the mouse on the Explorer and then kind of held the mouse too long and deleted the internet. So he thought, yeah. He was on thin ice. Or I think I've deleted the internet, and I will never forget that. I was like, what? This is not even possible. And but what I'm saying is, never underrate the users. But this is of course an intent of the technology, to have this user interface that kind of comes natural.
And to remove errors, which is the major thing. If you can remove the human error factor from anything, you're going to improve it significantly.
Yeah, but
you still need the human interface in there. But it's removing the levels of error that can be caused by just not seeing something when you needed to see it.
Yeah, the error argument is a dangerous one. Actually, Claudio can explain this in a lot of detail because we both sat in front of that. We have as well enormous issues with artificial intelligence errors that are even more difficult to trace. But you can then play with with algorithms to basically iterate that and make it better. But nonetheless, coming back a stage, yeah. So the technology interface as an enhancement of the project team. Yes. Does mean though, and you already indicated it, that you have more committed team members. Now we kind of run as a whole team organization potentially around with our technology. And there's another thing that is normally frightening to construction companies. Where are we with those technologies? Are we quite sophisticated? Are we?
No. Currently, no.
Yeah. We had to start, and this is a problem. Once you invest in a technology, somebody else invest in the next prototype or something like that, and has a headway. So there's a huge argument about who does the first substantial investment into the technologies. But it's worthwhile. We have as well many examples. But okay, so Nicolini goes to the other way. He doesn't come with the technology. He kind of gives it away. Also, key issues raised is importance of the interpersonal relations, the team spirit and collaboration. So he kind of pleads for getting the right chemistry as an analogy, or you could say metaphor, depending on how you like chemistry. With that he actually emphasizes relationship dimensions and factors that may lead to successful project performance. So two of you have already this as a must-read paper, if you want to look at performance and productivity. In a way, this is a good starting paper. Okay, I don't want to, but please take the time and work through those papers. I know it looks sometimes tedious. I don't need you to do all the tasks, but take some time. It doesn't take long. I think it's. I've written those in 8, so you should take really 1 hour maybe to work through one of a 10-pager. And you have per lecture 20 pages roughly maximum, give or take. So maybe take 1 hour and then just try to work through them. Then you are developing as well naturally all that you need to write the paper. Otherwise, start with the paper straight away. You can do that too. And then if you have questions, come to me. This is a very short duration. We need to get committed to this now. Okay, we will leave it at this point, and take the time to do so. Keep in mind, the marks are authentic. So if you hit 70, you can submit it to a journal. In your topic area. Be careful. Don't submit, for example, people's team performance to the economists. They may take it. But there are certain journals that look for certain keywords. Be careful. So it doesn't guarantee that it gets accepted everywhere. Okay. Anything else that I can help you with? Okay. Next week you will see how you could gather as well your data. Anouk is coming, and in the seminar we were looking very detailed at culture, especially in the project context. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.